for what you just said. But you and her can get y'all entitled asses out my face into the back of the line. In the back. The back of his back.
You know, I got to give Cassie her flowers. With some of these people, yeah, I'd probably figure out why I was drinking in the first place, because some of them was tossing the most turbulent of definitions when things were solved in less than 15 seconds. So I got to give my shout out. I got to give my shout out to Cassie on that one. And also in response, we just got to sing it, and hopefully we can make it through this episode. We have come to the end of the road. Yes, this is Cassie's show. And these people are unnatural with their low IQ. Oh no. Yes, I know I'm being petty. Hopefully, you have a sense of humor with some of the commentary that I've left. But as we all know, let's start the show.
For my viewers, can you tell them exactly why you're here today?
Oh, sorry, I had to go a couple seconds before because I'm still dead at the fact that those those whatevers Cassie clowned the hell out of them real fast. I'm still dying off that. This person, this was actually unique. It was a good thing I saved this person for last.
I'm here to represent trans people from being vilified.
Vilified? How are you vilified? Is it the fact that you are an athletic director? Yes, I asked Cassie in reference to this about this person, and she told me that this was an athletic director. So you of all people, yeah, you already got the side eye from me being vilified. So you mean you're advocating for TGs to go into to participate in women's sports, or TWs? I'm sorry, to participate in women's sports. I see how our education system is starting to plummet.
And discriminated against basically from anything from, well, not even.
You can't give an example, can you? You cannot give an example of what you are. We're going to kick the ballistics here. How are you going to claim discrimination when you are a white male? Y'all can get mad at me. Everybody can get mad at me for it, but let's just call this shit as it is.
Don't say a word.
Hey man,
I said don't say a word.
I'm sticking to it.
More than the sports thing, but for everything that's out there.
More than the sports thing. What else? What else do you have that you feel as if you're being discriminated from?
We're getting hammered a lot.
Support your claim.
That we're men. That we're.
If the shoe fits, what do you think most people are gonna do? Burn it? For an athletic director, apparently common sense really wasn't that common.
Not real, and so I think there's just
Not real. Hold on. I'm going to state this. We're going to say the quiet part out loud. If
trying to put the
I apologize, just to state my part, if we didn't acknowledge you as real, then that means we wouldn't acknowledge Cassie. So let's make it make sense. Even though it'd be more of, I'd sooner chill with somebody on the likes of Cassie versus what we have here, looking like some thrown out tuna sashimi.
not be such a target and one of
Such a target. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna stand by it, 10 toes down, no matter what. I didn't have a choice in being born a black man. I have the choice to become Lizzo. Figure it out.
explain why we're not shouldn't be such a target. So what?
Nobody should be such a target, but here's the difference. But you're gonna try to hide that. You had the choice. I didn't, which is the reason why I stand by that statement that I made.
What is the case about today? Well, the cases, as you know, are about trans girls in sports, and yeah, the Idaho girl that was in college and wound up quitting for all this, other kind of things, and about having people trans.
Stop dancing around the question. Really? Really?
Be able to compete in sport and girls sports and women's sports. The other one is West Virginia, and it's a younger girl, middle school girl that wants to participate in track and field as well, and to be or cross country, I guess I should say, and want to be able to participate with the people they identify with.
All right, here we go. Is that all you got?
Do you think it's fair for trans women and trans girls to be in sports across the board? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear. Do you think it's fair for trans women and trans girls to be in women's sports or girls' sports across the board? I do. I think there's a lot of situations. So
There we go. That right there, sports fans, is the smoking gun. Like, seriously. This thing of walking sashimi just stood on the one thing that created this whole mess of events. This thing of bubble gum is the reason why you have a baked potato for a president to sign an executive order to declare two genders. And you are a director in a school. What does this say to education up and coming? I mean, hell, what does it say to education in the past that basically move over for y'all? No. I'm kind of at a loss of words, and I know I shouldn't be, because this dude was kind of painful to watch.
that need to be addressed.
Or let me correct, this motherfucker was painful to watch, and it's not on Cassie's side.
As far is testosterone suppression when you get older. So I definitely do think. I think it depends on.
I'm a big dude. Testosterone suppression, that's gonna come naturally. Stop it. Quit playing.
On the sport as well. I think there's certain sports that lend itself to that more often. When
What the hell? Oh, damn the devil! Damn the devil to hell! Oh, shoot!
when the argument is safety, that
This is where I said, this is where I will somewhat kind of bend. When it comes to sports, no. When it comes to like restrooms, the safety issue is where I will bend. Because I said, if you look like Blair White and you're in the men's restroom, people will look at you funny. That'd be about as bad as me walking into the women's room. They're gonna look at me funny. But if you saw Blair White and she came out the women's room, you're probably not gonna side. So safety is a thing I do give the bend to, but that doesn't mean everybody's getting the bend. I mean, you have to have some form of a passing quality. Let's continue.
and there's not a lot of. It's hard for me to buy into the safety thing when you're running against each other. You know,
How about cross country? Sure, it's quote unquote non contact, but adrenaline. An athletic director that is trying to tilt the concept of fairness or pervert Title IX. This dude gets paid your funded money to spit this kind of rhetoric. Really, really.
there's no physical contact or things like that. If it's competition, I can understand that, but if there is such thing as suppression, and it does work. Studies have shown it works, and so I think
Competition is still competition. Okay, so that would be like an example. So my sister plays field hockey. Some guy that transition is playing on the other team and rips a nice shot that causes her to lose teeth. Do you think that most people are going to be okay with that in that case? God forbid something ever happens. Actually, no. That's been verified that incidences like that have happened, and you're okay with that. You need to be removed from your position.
that is definitely fair.
Okay, so we were talking about testosterone suppression. So you think that if someone goes through testosterone suppression, you think if someone goes on testosterone suppression and gets on hormone replacement therapy, that it should be allowed that they be in women's sports?
I believe they should be eligible. Yeah.
No, not now, not ever. Even if the testosterone in my body was suppressed and I battled a natural woman that was the same, like a doppelganger of me in a female form, I'm still gonna have the advantage. Sure, my feminine evil clone might be a little more flexible. God knows I need to be that my damn self. But overall, I'd have to choke my doppelganger feminine bitch side out. I would be able to do that almost with these. Why? Because I am a male. We still retain some of the strength.
I do. I think that especially if they do it younger. I mean, we're talking about. I keep hearing different people saying that there's kids getting surgeries and there's kids doing. The kids aren't getting hormones at a young age. They're not. They're waiting. But if they can get it done, and there are some that get it done before they reach puberty, I think that's totally fine. I don't see that that's anything. I know what the hormones have done to me.
So you let people. So you let a minor live their life as a boy and then transition into a woman? You promote that. There's a word for that. But we're going to continue.
Me, although I'm an older person, but I'm a lot.
That's probably the best thing you probably said so far in this interview.
Weaker than I was. I have a harder time losing.
That's called age, atrophy. You have a harder time doing what?
Weight than I did.
Losing weight. You look like you might need to smoke a blunt and eat some KFC if you're trying to convince me about losing weight.
My upper body, my grip strength is strong. So I mean, there's a lot of things that I don't do as well as I once did.
So you kind of segued into my next question. Thank you. So you mentioned that a lot of kids are not getting on hormone replacement therapy. So do you think that a trans girl that is not on hormone replacement therapy or testosterone suppression has an unfair advantage over the other girls?
Personally, I don't, especially at the younger age. I think that would definitely make it more fair. But it's also, I think we got to just differentiate whether we're talking about something that's hyper competitive versus like high school sport, middle school.
High school sports, yeah, that's competitive. You know the thing that y'all say is a small number, but that small number is still a big number. Scholarships. You're an athletic director. Shouldn't you be paying attention to those kind of things?
Sports, because in that it's like belonging. It's about belonging. It's about
Yeah, it's about belonging, but there's this thing called self-interest, and I'm sorry, I said, if my sister was playing a sport that's designated for all women, and there's somebody that's built like me playing on the other team wearing the away jersey, who do you think is going to say something? Let's do the math.
being with your friends. It's about being a part of a team, and who I identify with is who you want to be with. And where you are going. And
I wish y'all could see some of my facial expressions when I listen to this person.
I keep hearing I'm a college athletic administrator, and we've been interviewing coaches for years.
Oh, so you're a college athletic administrator. So you still deal with sports. So I was wrong for what I said what your title was. Now that you've opened that up. So you still deal with sports and you basically want to treat it like it's open borders. Seriously, somebody needs to give you a ticket to file 13.
2 decades, and every single coach that comes in there says, "Hey, I'm here to make people better, make people mesh into a team." makes I care about every player the same and all of that. Well, it's all about being a better person. Well, you're helping that person, like especially if it's high school. All high school says, "Hey, I'm all about the kids."
Oh my god, my face is like cringing right now. Like these dudes are in motherfuckers like this are in the education system. Motherfuckers like this are promoting things like this to happen to totally pervert sports. No. I guess this is something that more so our counterparts on the other side of the water or other side of the pond, yeah, they may not, or actually, no, they have plenty of matters like that. But let's continue because I'm still at a loss of words on this one.
There's competition. I understand that. That's why people want to do it. However, you need to be able to be with who you feel comfortable with. Right? And there's other kids this age. There are people.
Dude, you going down. You are going down. I can see it in your eyes. You are going down. You basically you set yourself up for check and mate. I see it.
Well, they're comfortable with kids, and I think that how they're there's a lot of preconceived notions on a lot of this stuff. People have different opinions, and they get pelted on about what they're telling them what their beliefs are at a young age. So that's kind of where they grow up. But then they start meeting somebody who's trans, and they become friends. And so that.
What's wrong with a friendship? Like you backpedaled yourself so far that only thing you're missing is a cliff into the lava. That's how bad you backpedaled yourself.
That happens often.
Let us be a nation where visibility
So, what about the ones where it's like state titles, state championship, like high school, for instance? What about high school, for instance, when they're talking about like scholarships, they're talking about like state awards and stuff like that?
Thank you.
Do you think there should be any consideration about whether or not the person's on HRT or not?
that in America,
well, no, but I mean, right now, I don't know why we're worried about that.
Lord, gee, well, you know what? I'm tired of your presence. Dismissed.
You gotta go. While we worry about scholarships? So you mean to tell... this one kind of pissed me off. You mean to tell me that you are okay with people taking natural women's scholarships from school, but yet you want to be for women to have a better education? See, and if I say it, you know what? I'm gonna say it with my whole chest. T Division. Y'all talk about them whiskey sour so much, but y'all don't realize that y'all have some whiskey sour pouring within. This dude's taking both sides of the argument. He's all about he's trying to be about women's rights, but yet he ain't coming off too clean about women losing scholarships. Pick your lane, dude. That's how you got caught.
It's not like all the best men are going to be going to women's athletics. And
This is just getting worse and worse.
There's 10. You know, there was 10. Count last year was 10.
And that was 10 too many.
Trans athletes in the NCAA out of 550,000 people. That's not a lot. That's a very, very low percentage. Yeah, it's a
Bitch, please. Oh, bitch, please.
That's still too many.
It's not happening, and so and many of those are in track and those fields that those are in the sports that are not getting the scholarships. People aren't winning. You know, they're not.
So that means they have to cross the bridge and play a role that was not naturally designated to them?
Say it again. Say something else. Oh, say something else.
They're not winning just over and over and over. So I don't see that that's a factor. But I think that if that person is there and somebody wants to let them play, then yes, I believe that.
Say another motherfucking word, and this shit is over.
Dude. Man. Cassie, if you ever get this, I will I will cash app you the value of wine or something, because if this was a headache for me just to listen to this dude alone, I could only feel your pain for doing all of this all day in the cold weather, because this dude alone is painful than them wind chills.
I believe they should be able to go, yes. If they're on suppression and their testosterone levels are low enough, and yes, I do believe that.
I'm asking a very controversial question to everyone. What is a woman?
What is a woman? A woman is somebody is
quality for all as inscribed on this building.
Man, it took that long. It really took that long, and you still haven't gotten an answer?
I know you may be slightly stupid.
You're trying to dance around the question like you have been, and you expected not to get caught? Oh, really?
Well, I said,
It was really good.
Man. This thing of bubble gum has chewed themselves into oblivion. It's like this the reason why when you watch some of these, you can just watch them self-destruct. And then this is where some of us like me, this is where the petty comes out. And yeah, I had to get a little petty because this dude is he shocked himself. He even had my words, or had me at a loss of words, but still, nothing nowhere near as bad as this.
I'm a woman. I feel that